Nier Automata. And so I've played a little bit. Mostly I did the opening tutorial section, which is like the demo, so you didn't miss much. Then I did a portion when I went into the desert. We were hunting robots, and the robots gave birth to 2 humanoid-looking robots, one of whom I fought.
Whew. I think we've earned a breather.
We will
Say 2B. I was
sort of go from there.
About our
It's
next
stopping me from moving
worried
forward.
about the damage we
This
took
is
in that
a
last
great game.
battle with the machines.
I love the way it
Maybe
feels
we should
to
return
play.
to the resistance camp to resupply and conduct maintenance.
All right,
Yeah, sure, we
let's
can
go
go
back.
You got it.
to the resistance camp. So it's kind of an open world in the sense that there are large maps to explore and monsters to encounter, mostly just the robots, right? So we can get in here, and he has a shield. I keep on messing up the timing for my dodges with these guys, which is a bummer. Yeah, I'm messing up big time. I should buy some more recovery items because I'm getting my butt kicked. If there's problems with the feed in terms of quality, like if it gets jittery, please do let me know. I'm unsure what to start with in terms of commentary for playing this game right now. I did some commentary when we first started about sort of what postmodernism is and how that manifests in games. Here we see it a lot in well, 2 things. We have a lot of those things where game characters acknowledge that they're in games by making the game systems and games mechanics some things like they refer to them without irony. So they will say like, hey, you know, press this button, do this thing. Metal Gear did this a lot too. There was also a portion where we literally used the options menu to configure like me as a robot, which was kind of cool. So that was some interface stuff that goes along. Interface is just one way to kind of apply an actionable and easily applicable, right? To apply an applicable little bit of tautology right there. But that's just one way to easily observe it. To be like, hey, you're in a game, here are these systems, let's incorporate these things into our game world. In the sense that something calls attention to its form or understands its position as a relic that you can look to that then points to another thing, that helps makes things, you know, a little bit more postmodern than most other pieces of art that they might be with, sort of in a broad category, even though most games in general are postmodern at this point because of the construction, because of the way that you play them. Where are we going? Down here. The important thing to keep in mind with a lot of this is, first off, that I am piss lost, is that calling attention to form is just one way that you do it. Another way that you do it is something that happens a little bit differently with your systems, right? So, or in your gameplay. So you can call attention to the act of play, and you can do this in a couple different ways. One way that you can do this is to call attention to the systems more explicitly. This is something that Knights of the Old Republic 2 does, where experience is very literally a manifestation of your character basically siphoning off the energy of all the dead people that they've killed, like absorbing it through the Force. It's very, very odd. And one thing that does, like from a narrative standpoint, it calls attention to the form. From a systemic standpoint, it turns the systems into something that point towards something larger than the systems themselves, right? They call attention to the game and not just the game world. I wish I had a better way of explaining it. Largely what I'm trying to explain is the fact that if you have systems that point towards sort of their actual function, and then you're able to cogently tie that into your narrative, you're not just heightening your narrative, you're actually using your systems and broadening what those systems are and kind of what they can be defined as. right? It's not just experience, it's something with a lot more weight. And it changes how you perceive, experience, sort of what it is. And it also calls attention to what it is in terms of like a raw mechanical thing. It's like, what is experience? I gain it from killing a bunch of people. Well, that's strange. Well, what if we made that a literal thing so that we could comment upon how strange it was? Yeah, sure. And that ends up being what happens. This is all HUD stuff. We have a maximum HP up. Chip. I want melee defense is what I want. Oh, Jesus Christ. I almost bought 30 chips to update my character, which is not good. Music in this game is gorgeous. In general, this game is just fucking amazing. Out of curiosity, we're going to do this. Okay, so I can't attack them. There are hidden endings in the game that can happen at like any different point, like if you die at a certain point or if you accidentally attack certain characters or things like that. There's about 20 plus of them, so I'm always interested in acquiring those things. Skills, we want to go to our plugin chips. Customize, and then for attack we want to add weapon attack. And then for defense, we want to up our melee attack just a tad, right? So it's a tight fit there, but that gives us some stat boosts, so that will be good. Basically, you're managing this bar, and the percentage of the bar is taken up by certain skills, right? All those small things at the top are basically my interface and my HUD. So if I want to, I can actually destroy those. So for shits and giggles, I could get rid of my HP bar, and then I would have an extra amount of space within my skill set kind of bar allotment to have different things. This is another way that you can consider something postmodern in the sense that, again, it's calling attention to the form. So the HUD, the heads-up display, the UI, is something that I have control of, not just as a player, but also as a character, so that player-character overlap calls a lot of attention to the form, if only because controlling a character means that you have to be intimately aware of what you're doing with your actual controller and a bunch of other stuff. And the more that you can make that player-character relationship explicit, the more kind of self-referential and semiotically maybe powerful or even meaningful you can make a game.
Go ahead.
I have an incoming message
This happens,
for 2B
it can
and
happen in a
9S
lot of
from the
different ways
commander.
too. This also
Initiating
happens
playback.
in RPGs. In Final Fantasy VII, this
2B,
happens by making
9S.
Cloud like the
We've
biggest
lost
wannabe
contact
ever
with
in the
several
world,
Yorha units that were
where
on their
he
way
actually
to the
just
surface.
has to
Their
pretend that
black
he's a
boxes
soldier.
are online, so
when
we
he's
presume
not.
they're still alive.
And
we've tracked the location of their
The
signals.
big deal with
so
that
I
is
need
that the
all
game is
Yorha units
taking
on the surface
a
to
lot
head
of
over
time
and
to point out that
investigate.
Cloud is a super fucked up dude.
End transmission.
And half the reason that he's fucked
I
up
heard
is that
something
he's
about that
projecting
back at the
himself onto
resistance
all these
camp.
icons
Target
and all these
location
idols
confirmed.
that he can't
I'm
possibly
worried
live
about
up
the
to.
other
And,
androids.
he needs
We
to
should
become
probably check
authentically
this out
himself.
as soon as possible.
But one of the traps that he's falling into is potentially one of the traps that players fall into when they decide to overly associate with video game characters, right? He's basically a fanboy. He's Zack's fanboy. And so the game isn't making like a big allegorical statement about fanboyism or things like that. It's talking more broadly about the cult of personality. It's talking more broadly about hero worship. But because you're playing a video game that manifests in how much you want to sort of cheer on video game characters or fictional characters of any kind. So these bad guys actually don't attack in this zone, they're neutral. So that's one way that happens too, is if you can make those narrative connections and make them resonate and have a particular amount of meaning.
Looks like our
And,
surface route's been cut off.
yeah, let's jump
Maybe we
down
can
here.
get through from underground.
And sort of make them have personal
So 2B,
reference
those machines out in the desert look just
and
like
relevance
androids,
to
right?
the player.
Right.
But we androids were modeled after our human creators. So why would machines try to look like us?
There's no point trying to work out unsolvable problems.
I suppose.
Grabbing all these items. That's largely postmodern in like a textual sense, right? Whereas Knights of the Old Republic ends up hitting that marker because it's calling attentions to its system and making them narratively and thematically weightier than just what you are doing, like just numbers. It's actually concerned with what those numbers represent. And in that concern, it becomes something that starts to turn in on itself. I might have just gone backwards, who knows? A game like Nier, it does a couple things. It does interface, like direct acknowledgement of the interface as something that players are liaising with at the same time that their characters are liaising with it. So my focal point is the same focal point that B2 has, or if I'm playing as 9S or whoever, like they are the ones who are dealing with all of that. And part of my view is the same view that they have. It's not a verisimilitude thing, it's something a little broader. Okay, that is not what I was expecting at all. Wow. Okay. So let's see what's going on here. The machines are so interesting in this game. I'm just rambling a little bit about certain things, though. The broader point is that also this game will call attention to its form by shifting its form very often. So it will go from platinum brawler to like arcade shooter to text adventure to a bunch of other stuff. Look at this music cue.
Wow, this is weird.
Let's be happy together, together, together.
I could kill them. I don't want to. Oh, so this is interesting. So this is the body of another player. When you are connected to the network, you can find the bodies of other players. You can pray over their bodies. And you can do one of two things. You can repair the body or retrieve the body. Retrieve the body gives you some items and experience. Repair the body gives you a temporary party member. So like now this dead and broken android is going to be on my team for a little bit, which is just really wild to me. I think that's a very cool idea. And we've been having a lot of games lately that are having a lot of interesting asynchronous interactions.
Where does this
Neo
corridor
was the
lead?
last one where when you died, it was the opposite, right? You left behind a corpse, well, like a blood marker, like a tombstone, that people could then fight your character.
We're
And I
getting
think
resistance signals
asynchronous
from that
contact
building
with
over
players
there.
is very, very interesting in the sense that you have to sort of bridge a very strange and specific gap without ever having come into like real direct contact with the player. So like, what does it mean if, like, let's say this dead android body, right? What if they
We need a way
fight
through.
really, really well,
Let's look
and I
around for a
somehow
route we
come
can
to
take.
care for that? Am I caring just for them as a function of aid? Am I caring for them as a representation of another player somewhere? How do I feel about that? Well, those interactions are kind of interesting to me. I accidentally changed 9S's combat style because I'm trying to grab this thing. There we go. Can I open this? Can't access that right now. So asynchronous reactions always interest me because there's no way that you don't really have a lot of personal understanding of whether or not they exist sometimes, right? So like, I revived someone's dead body. I don't think they get any indication in their game that that is a thing that has happened, right? Hello. He's taking a break. So asynchronous interactions operate on this weird level of faith. Can I?
Maybe there's another route that will take us deeper.
I cannot. I was wondering. Let's grab items, though. Like, if I want to, I can attack, but do I want to is the question. I could get experience, but then I bet you this shit breaks bad. Let's try it. Do they attack back? No, they don't. Oh boy. That is a very Yoko Taro thing. One of the major things that have been discussed in this game is whether or not like robots have like sentience or anything. So there are androids and there are robots. It's a very strange distinction, but go with it nonetheless. The robots are sort of running on this like semi-automatic programming that's hard to sort of like, it's very hard to parse and understand what the deal is. Can I climb up here? Is this what I'm meant to do? I think it is. Shit. Platforming. Double jump. Not the worst, but not the best. My biggest complaint about this game right now, and it's not really much of a complaint that I care for, is the graphics are inconsistent. But also at the same time, for a game that ends up being so self-referential or kind of aware of its form and function as a video game, it's funny, I end up more willing to forgive that sort of stuff, even though I probably shouldn't.
Let's play. Let's sing.
So it's interesting how context affects how you feel about those things.
These machines are heavily armed. We'll regret it later if we let them escape. So let's take them out.
Okay, I guess we're going for it. Yeah, so the reference thing is also like, this is a thing carried over from the original Nier, but that merger of what is basically action RPG combat with bullet hell mechanics. It's not just having two mechanics connect to each other, it's having two mechanics that end up connecting to each other in a way that kind of juxtapose like how each of them function. There's strong demands from each of them. So like I have to be very active with my attacks because of the nature of the RPG combat, but I need to be very aggressive with my dodging because of the other combat. It meshes well together, but those two things feel
some kind of crystal?
relatively
It is a core fragment from the machine
oil
life
and
form.
water from
It is
each
similar
other.
in structure to a plant cell.
That
A plant
they end up providing a very strange contrast. So here we go. I was backed into a corner at a sunken city. We will pray for their fallen body, and then we will retrieve. We will not repair. And there's another one over there too, but you can see here, I get some money. I get a couple other things. Right? A bohemian soldier couldn't help but smile at the home of scrap iron. You can actually change what it says when you are picked up, but it just kind of usually defaults to the more poetic things. So one of the things that happens early in this game, for instance, is that you have to calibrate your equipment with 9S, and you actually go through your menu and you enable or disable a lot of things. So here's actually a good way to express that. We have all these things that we can change. Right? Under our settings, other settings, one of the other settings we have is that we can toggle our self-destruct, right? So this is not just like, so the menu space, sometimes the menu space in games is the providence of the player. It's this island that we can escape to that has some degree of comprehensibility and grounding that we can always return to if the game gets overwhelming, whether or not that's pausing the action or moving into a space where the rules are clearly understood and communicated. That's what menu spaces can do sometimes. by having that overlap with what the characters are experiencing, that space becomes less of what is essentially, barring any really good language for it, a ludic safe space, right? There's no
What's this?
safety.
Analysis.
It starts to
It is a
become
device that propels
space
humans
that
on rails
we
at high speeds for the purposes
potentially
of amusement. It was commonly referred
cannot
to
claim
as
as
a
our own
roller
anymore. It's
coaster.
not a safe room
Humans
that
sure
we can
are strange
retreat
creatures.
to. It's not a it's not an area within the game where we
Yes?
can avoid
People who know me well usually call me Nine.
ourselves.
So,
Or the
So
game
what do you
world
think?
anymore, because the game world starts to impose
I mean,
upon that
if
space.
you want to call me Nines, it's totally okay.
Which again just calls attention to the form of the video game, the
Oh.
construction of what it is as an artifact, which
Alright.
then lends itself to the idea of being postmodern insofar as that it is more self-referential and circuitous and perhaps even a little bit more playful than a game that would take itself completely seriously. Where it would, then a game world that would posit that the game world is completely separate from the player. Because that's a lie. No game world is ever separate from the player. The minute that we are gone, the game world ceases to be. When we
Alert.
turn off a computer,
Multiple resistance
it's not like
members detected
reboots.
beneath this room.
The games don't keep going on and wait for us. The games end. They are systems. They are programs. They are visual things that we bring to life by operating a system that actually runs the code to make them go. No game world exists independent of the player, but a lot of game worlds try and pretend that they are more serious and therefore more grounded by presenting worlds that are heavy with verisimilitude or maybe suffused with lore to imply that they are worlds that are a lot more removed and self-contained than what they actually are. But the truth is, because we're constantly the ones who I can just stop that, right? I have control over this world. I can freeze this world, right? This is getting really vaguely philosophical, but it's no, this game world doesn't exist, and it doesn't get to exist, right? I can pause it, I can freeze it. I can crystallize a moment in time whenever I want to. Right? So, my ability
What the
to
hell?
impose
Our records don't say anything about a machine like
upon
this.
the game world is always greater than what a game wants to acknowledge. And when games start to acknowledge that, there's an interesting breakdown that occurs because it actually can make players feel uncomfortable once they acknowledge that they have that much power, and power that's maybe not what they agreed for it to be. The raw implications of that power can be kind of scary once you realize what it all means. Also, they timed the music right there with the beams firing, which is probably the sexiest thing that I've had happen to me in a game for ages. That was 100% intentional. Really, really intelligent. Also, this game is batched. Combat is really wild, and I'm just getting used to some of it. When are we gonna have to jump? There we go. Got to move around again. Consume an item. Probably consume another. Get out of here before the missiles are coming. The nice thing about this combat is because the pod can constantly fire bullets, that's just a really good feeling. And then also this moves into the bullet hell thing in a much more clear and interesting way than what happens in some other games that have vaguely similar things where there's a lot of orbs or something that you can dodge. Perspective changes, rule changes about what bullets can or cannot do. That's very, very interesting stuff, and it also changes our relationship with the space in a way that is not just, challenging, but also strengthens our relationship with the space in the sense that I have to contend with changes in my physical relationship to the space. Here we can, if we want to, right? In the middle of a fight as well, that asynchronous stuff we can do. We can repair this and have another bit of help for the fight. Also, this is the first time this has happened to me, but hacking can happen in this game, and it takes place as sort of a shooter like this, which is pretty cool.
It's trying to hack us! If we take hacking damage, it'll affect our bodies as well!
So we just got zapped there a bit, but we didn't get too messed up.
2B!
But, you know, story-wise, we are going to get a little messed up.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I must be beautiful.
Those look like corpses!
These games are just so wild, I love it.
Are we
So we
seriously
grabbed
being
another
attacked with
ally.
dead androids?
Wait, I don't think... 2B! I'm detecting black box signals! They aren't dead. They've been turned into weapons!
Alright, this ends now.
I just got hacked. Shit. There it is. Cool. I was like, that wave hit me. I thought I jumped over it. All the hacking. But boy, oh boy. Exciting shit. Oh, I got nailed again. Shit. I just gotta get rid of this one. It's causing me no end of trouble. So again, calling attention to the form, in this
Almost
case,
analyzed the
by
enemy's hacking
shifting
pattern. I'm going to try to hack it back.
the rules
Keep
of
it
combat
busy.
and the things that
You
we have
got
to do in combat constantly. Remixing form, reshuffling form is always something that establishes an interesting rhythm and interesting reality for game modes.
Alert. Saturation attack triggered by enemy consciousness data. Failure to destroy it quickly may lead to serious damage in memory regions.
Shit, here we go. Ready, wait. Go for it. There's another. Oh, she's trying to hack the shit out of us right now. This game is gorgeous. Oh shit. I thought I could slip through those. Very cool. Oh man, I walked right into another. Take care of this one here. Alright, here we go. We're gonna... Is there another one firing over here? Yes, there is. We've almost got it.
Affirmative.
Oh, okay, here we go. And the implication in Yoko Taro games is always that killing is the fucking worst. And there is always more going on. And more behind the creatures that you are killing.
Thanks for the assist.
In this
Oh,
case,
you
it's
mean the
being
hacking?
positioned as having
No
to
worries. Us scanners are pretty
kill
good at
because
that kind
that's
of
your
thing.
order as like an android.
I've got your
that's
back
your directive.
anytime.
But in the thinnest, in the more thin
We have
sense,
to save those androids.
It's also about, hey, you're the player.
I'm sorry, 2B. Their
We are going
circuits
to
fried.
position your
I think they were
progress
only
as
being
something
kept
that
alive
is
by that enemy.
Oh,
sort of, maybe not as morally good as you think it is. And still, I mean, and this is the complaint that people had with Spec Ops The Line, right? Where the solution is like, well, what do I do in order to avoid that condemnation? And the answer is don't play the game.
So,
Which can seem a little
What is it?
hypocritical
that
in the
machine
sense
had
that
some
the
pretty
only way to
weird things to
avoid
say, huh?
what the
It's
game
almost
is
like
saying
it had actual emotion.
the
is to
machines don't
literally
have feelings.
avoid
You said that yourself.
Yeah,
the game entirely because the game doesn't give
guess.
you alternate systems or mechanisms to express disapproval with some of the things that you are doing because the game wants to condemn you for continuing to do them, regardless of your self-awareness of that fact.
Hostiles!
White flag? Hello?
You defeated Broken Machine. You saved us.
This thing is awfully verbose for a machine.
We repay you. Come to our village.
It could be a trap. Still, we should at least head over there and gather data, right?
So now we're getting that more
This way.
layered world, right? Yoko Taro games start off as
This way.
very simply constructed in terms of who fulfills what role, and then that gets altered by certain revelations. In this case, we're going to learn that they're probably like sentient robots that are way different than the ones that we are used to. This is something that happened in the original Nier when we learned that the shades that we were fighting actually were still like they were the semi-discarded souls of like, well, no, excuse me, they were the discarded souls of original humans, and we were supposed to be their like replacement bodies. It's very complicated, but the
What's
idea
Oh,
is
right. You wouldn't have seen that before.
that
They're sending supplies up from Earth to the moon and the bunker. There are no spare parts or fuel in
the
space
idea is
after
that
all.
the enemies that you are fighting end up being like actual souls with actual drives and motivations. It's not just humanizing, it's something a little bit heavier metaphorically and metaphysically within the game. And that context
So why
is
don't
meant
the machines,
to
or the aliens who
change
created them,
what
attack the
you
bunker
knew
directly?
about what you were
They
doing
originally came
until
here from
that
outer
point.
space, right?
Well, there are a few theories about that, but no one knows for sure. Hard to tell what an alien is thinking, you know?
If I want to, I could destroy him, which would be a mistake. Well, no, it wouldn't necessarily be a mistake. I could probably destroy all of these individuals, right? And I would get some sort of ending or something, right? So we could try it, even. Which sounds kind of gross. But then again, that's sort of what the game wants. These games want you to experiment. They want you to do all sorts of strange story stuff.
They all have white flags.
Looks like they really don't want to fight.
And so to change that, like, I won't talk to that character yet. I'll save. And you will see what will happen. Also, my ramblings tonight have been ramblings for sure. Let's make sure we save again. Because the other thing that can happen is this, right?
No fighting. No fighting. Don't kill. Don't kill. Stop. Do not kill. Stop. Do not kill. No fighting. No fighting. We have done nothing bad. We have done nothing bad. Don't
Like I
kill.
killed...
Don't kill.
I think I killed the person? I don't know.
Don't kill.
Like it's sort of blocking me off, but not a ton yet.
No fighting. No fighting.
But there must be a point where I can...
I'm sorry. Don't kill.
Well, let's see what happens when I take care of this guy. Hey, Troll.
bad. We have done
It might
nothing
not give
bad.
me it. I'll reload my save anyway, but we will see what happens
I'm sorry.
when I go for it, because
nothing
Nier
bad.
games are strange.
Stop. Do not kill. Don't kill. Don't kill.
Oh, it still keeps going. Interesting. I still want to reset. So we'll go to the title screen. And we'll reset before we do any of that silly stuff. I hope some of what I was saying made a little bit of sense. Lately I've been very rambly on stream, even like streams for work. So, you know. That's how that can go. We'll load back up. Nier Automata t-shirt. I hope to write something about Yoko Taro this week, but you can see I have 3 different endings already. That playtime is very much inflated because I sort of idled this game while I was taking care of other work, while I was writing my article stuff today, while I was chasing down a couple things, while I was doing some Ghost Recon stuff. So I've been playing this not for 7 hours.
Hello. Before we begin, there's something you must understand. We are not your enemies.
2B, we can't trust anything the machines say.
I understand that you see us as the enemy, but, well, anyway. My name is Pascal.
Hey Pascal,
I'm the leader of this
you're
village.
awesome.
Those
I like
who
you
reside
already.
here desire nothing more than to live a peaceful existence. Look around for yourself. You'll see that it's true.
Listen to that wonderful music. This is me getting really upset for a second. The rubber on one of my DS4 is really getting fucked up. So we have to take this from the robots to it's so strange to me that you can kill Pascal. I don't want to do that. I want to restart again. Okay, so I will do it one last time. Oh, I don't want to hurt Pascal. But I am always curious to see if I can get multiple endings in this game, because there's a ton. Also, you never play a Nier game or even Drakengard once. Drakengard has like 4 or 5 different endings. Nier has at least 4. Yeah, because there's the normal ending. There's killing Kaine. I don't care about spoilers at this point. There's killing Kaine. There's sacrificing your save file. There's one more, I believe. So there's at least 4 in that game. I drove people away with the restarting. Yes, silly, silly gooses. Just experimenting, because that's what these games are good for. Because one of the more interesting things that happens in games like this, because this one is so concerned with the structure of itself,
Hello.
it will have all those multiple endings because it understands where the game could break down due to player imposition. So, for instance, one of them is just to like remove your OS chip, which is something that I actually wrote about when we discovered it in the demo, when we wrote that on Kotaku, and they didn't have a full ending implemented there. Now we do. It actually shows the credits very, very briefly. This is something that also happens with a couple other sillier options. You can,
Operator 60 to 2B.
for instance,
Time for your regularly
what
scheduled
is this?
contact.
Why are you crying?
2B here. What's wrong?
Oh.
Oh, it's a quest.
There's this operator I kind of liked, but when I asked her out, she turned me down.
Oh no, other operator.
Honestly, 2B, I don't know how I'm supposed to go on living.
I am definitely not the person to discuss this with.
I don't think I can stand spending one more day in this bunker.
You leaving would be bad for me. It would affect mission efficiency.
Moving the camera around. Are you
Are
saying
you
you need me to
need
be?
me to be?
Yes,
All
sure. As
Model
much
B
as
combat
any
units require the assistance
android
of an
needs their
operator.
mission control, and as much as any player
So-
needs their
2B?
quest-giving guidance thingy.
And that's all. Closing this channel.
Let's talk to this dude. No, the multiple endings, what I was trying to say was, oh gosh. The multiple endings is, it's interesting because the game is so acutely aware of the moments where, like, if you just decided to fuck around, the narrative would fall apart. And you can fuck around because, again, the game never takes away a significant amount of control from you, at least thus far, and in many of the cases that I am aware of, it allows you to instead break away and do the things that make no sense narratively. I'm gonna give him a ton of money. 2 days later. This could be a disaster. Eureka, I've done it. Feast my eyes and senses on my new invention. Oh, you fucker. Down, attack, up chip, silver ore, medium recovery. I'm getting a ton of shit right now. Meteorite, impact bracer, speed salve. So wait, what's my money situation like now? I wonder. I fucking went for it. Did he give me a weapon? I don't think he did, but it's worth a try to see. All my weapons, bare fist, virtuous contact thing. I want another really good weapon. Oh, actually I can do that, can't I? Because I can go to quests. I can go to all quests. And I thought they said that they marked something on my map for me. Unit data. One of the reasons that I want all my weapons too is because they all have different intel to them, images and stories. Like, your weapons have stories. Once upon a time, there were 3 princesses. The eldest princess was thought by all to be the most brilliant in their kingdom, and she soon sat upon the throne of her homeland as their queen. As I level up the weapon, I get to learn more of that story, which is, like, kind of really cool to me. Where can I go? I actually can't move that way. Interesting. Let's go like this. How do I get out of here? What's the best way out of here? I am unsure. Hey you, what's going down? Can I just jump off? I can't. Oh, you're messing with me, game. Is it the ladder? Probably, right?
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Yeah, sure, what's going on? Help me find my little sister, she's lost. And it's all my fault. She went off to the desert in search of a replacement part. This could end very sadly.
She sure cares about her little sister, huh? Still, it's pretty funny to hear machines talk about siblings. Do you think she just means they were built at the same factory or something?
Maybe.
Dude, can I talk to the other dude, please? Help the deserters. So now I have a bunch of different quests that I can do while I'm wandering the world. First off, though, I'm gonna grab this. I can talk to robots too, so they're gonna play tag? Good little robots. There's a chest back here that I want. Then again, also, how do I get out of here? I do not know. Because the ladder was not the way. 'Twas not the way, the truth, or the light. And the secret might be to loop around in a couple strange ways. Can I go inside this building? Hey, Pascal. I want to talk to some things. Weird machine. Oh, look at his little face. Little guy, who are you? Alright. Can I get past him? So we'll go this other way instead. And we have a couple side quests and things we can do, which is great. I love the way that you hit bushes and you stumble. It's a very small granular detail that I really, really enjoy. Because granular details are the things that make games interesting. Oh my god. I don't know where I'm going anymore. Have I gotten trapped? Fuck. How do I get out of here? Guys, this is horrible. How did I get in here? It's from the other side, but I couldn't get out. Oh, it's killing me. Oh, I can go around him. Silly. There we go. Now there are a bunch of dead androids. Hey, I became the wind there. Yes, you did, darling. Yes, you did. I will retrieve your corpse and send it back. This is such a good game. For real. This is an amazing game. Every little piece of it just feels full of, like, worthwhile shit, like interesting discoveries. Hey, another quest. Machine with a hat. Existence precedes essence. Interesting little fellow. When did we just found an existential robot? What is up with him? Don't tell me. I already have deduced that you are here to listen to me expound upon the great mysteries of existence. Yes, of course. The concept of existentialism. Existence and essence are two sides of the same coin. This guy is like a wannabe Sartre. And yet, what is existence? I'm glad you asked. To answer that will require many long hours of... Oh, his name is Jean-Paul. Okay, so he's absolutely 100% Sarge. A Jean-Paul follower. So silly. Well, wait, what is the nature of that quest? What am I supposed to do? Speak to his female admirers to learn about him. I think they're down below? I'll do that, sure, why not? Right, these are them? Can I ask you a question? Do you happen to know a machine named Jean-Paul? I certainly do. Master Jean-Paul is a genius. You can rely on him for absolutely anything. You'll take me to him, yes? A letter for Jean-Paul. So interesting. So the idea of existence precedes essence, by the way, is the idea that like the nature of a thing is more well, it's secondary to the raw existence of the thing, right? So the traditional mindset would be that the nature of the thing is more important, right? The nature of the soul, the nature of the self, whatever that is. But instead, existentialism posits the inverse, which basically says the most important thing that you have to start with is your own existence, right? It's not some sort of vague essence that exists independent or free of your existence as you are sort of perceiving it or experiencing it, even though it's not entirely an empirical mindset. But it is the idea that first you exist and then you thrive, right? It is not just that you're thriving, your existence is begotten or sort of the resultant of a force larger than yourself. The one thing that you can be assured of and certain in is yourself and your own existence, and you start from there, and then you get to a certain base point of understanding or personal self-worth. That's probably the worst explanation of some existential stuff, but I don't know, maybe that helped for all handful of people who are actually in chat. I don't know who's in chat at all. But the idea is definitely an inverse of the traditional notion of kind of what sort of someone's existence or worth is, right? How do I get out of here? Dude, this is killing me. Okay, this is it. Good. How did I get lost last time? I have no idea. Cool. Can I go through here? I hope I can. No, I can't, but I can probably jump over.
We can get into the city ruins if we move that box.
If we move that box, if we move it where? Off to the side like this? Oh, I didn't mean to talk to 9S. Oh, maybe it's because I can run through there. Yeah, no, it's blocking that. I can fish, by the way.
Commencing fishing.
Which is something that you had to do a lot in the first Nier. So I can cast, and I can wait. There, we got
fresh.
Like the tiniest fucking fish in the world. We got a tiny fish. I found a carp the first time I did it, which I think is pretty funny. How is the quality of the stream? I cannot tell because no one is talking. I don't mean the quality of my conversation. I mean more whether or not the frame rate is like consistent. Let's give us map data. Video games are big on this thing right now where, like, you will find certain things that will give you more data about the game world. Yeah, lost equipment, it says here. There was something I forgot to mention prior to your sortie. According to our analysis team, the equipment that was lost when breaking into the abandoned factory is still there. I've marked its estimated location, so please be sure to pick it up when you are there. So, like, I don't know where that factory is at all. If I can find it on the map, I would love to go straight there to get my shit. How do I zoom out? Like, the desert's here. I have no clue. I love the interface in this game, though. Is that it right here? The factory? That looks like it could be it. But I will not know for sure. Because that looks like the two prongs of, kind of where we were at the beginning of the game. Again, could be very, very wrong. But if we keep on doing... Look at these moose! What is up? Are you gonna fight me, moose? Hey, moose. I could fight the moose. They seem pretty tough. Let's just go to the different markers. The red dots are like side quest markers, so let's pursue those. And not the larger dot, because that's like a main story marker, I believe. Could be wrong. Very often am wrong. But there are worse things to be wrong about. So this is how we got to the forest, like, carnival city, and I wonder if there's like another way for us to go, like if we head this way, because it seems to be taking us to a couple decent places. First off, let's grab this. Very cool. Something about the way the game looks right now makes me think of PC graphics. I don't know what that means, but I feel it in my gut. I wish I had a better way of explaining it. There's something, there are really clean edges, even though there are certain other qualities that feel a little off. Lighting feels funny to me, among other things, but like other details seem pretty nice, so what the fuck do I know? We want to head back here. There seems to be somebody that we can go to over here, so we will. Right. Because here are these dudes again. But I think there is... Is this a quest? Balloon Brother, welcome. There is a quest. That's what I was finding. Oh, we're on the Jean-Paul quest. Oh, now we want to go and give him a thing? Interesting. More games need music with vocals, and yet we don't do it. And when we do, it's not. It's like really weird stuff sometimes. They're like, man, you know what would be great? Let's have Gact write a song for this. And you're like, really? Is that what we needed? I mean, I get it. Gact is pretty cool, but meanwhile, Keiichi Okabe and his crew for this game are just like killing it with like actual music. That's not an exit. Yeah, no, something, you know, I actually think the weakest thing about this game is that actually makes it have that PC feel that I was talking about. there's texture stuff where the textures feel a little muted. The same way that textures feel muted when you turn down like the quality settings on a PC game. Which one are we going to go to? The desert? Well, no, because we can at least do the Jean Paul thing because it's like right over this way, I believe. I might be wrong. I probably am. As I said before, I very often am. Is that a moose or a bear? Some sort of boar. No, because here's the entrance here. It just shows up funny on the map. Is this the entrance? Yeah. Because here's what we did there. Actually, you can see it here, the textures. Like, that's not great. So that gives it that PC feel in the sense that I feel like I've turned down settings. Even though that is not the case. I think it's just a natural byproduct of the production environment that it was raised in. The original Nier also was not the most technically impressive or grappling game. It's still a very good game, right? Because those things are secondary to almost any other thing you can concern yourself with in games. Like, graphics are never the main concern. And if they are your main concern, like, more power to you, but that's a very tech fetishist look at what games can be that I just, like, don't condone and don't understand. The idea that you can sort of quantify or make a game like a real qualitative judgment about a game just because of how realistic or not realistic that it would look. And realism is this really overrated thing anyway. The last thing I want is for games that would look realistic, right? Photorealism is probably one of the most boring art styles for a game. Shit, that didn't complete the quest. Do I have to go back to her? Find these two fans. Oh, I have to go to another in the desert. And I have to find another person in the desert anyway, so let's get our butts to the desert.
Yeah.
Miss the ladder every time. Can't believe I got so easily lost the first time I was here. Well, I can. Let's restate that. I absolutely can, because I'm a dummy, but, you know. The reason why is I went this way, and I didn't see that there's actually an exit that's right over here. Because, again, I am a dummy. A dummy dummerson. Some of the piano tunes end up feeling reminiscent, I mean, probably intentionally so, of some of the things from the original game. It's hard for me to tell. Like certain small sequences of notes. And I can't tell if that's my ear just simply being, like, simple or not. This guy is passive. No, shit, he's not passive. You fucker. You're level 25? Really? Well, we're gonna fight him. Even though I'm level 11. It's like, let's destroy that casing. Let's do some heavy attacks. Why isn't... I was like, where is 9S? We're doing okay. because the timing against these guys isn't too difficult. Although if they do hit, they hit really fucking hard, right? I'm just doing the bullet thing out of habit, but if they do connect, they can hit some certain places. Oh shit. Oh shit. Is this gonna kill me? I think that killed me. Wow, that was an instant kill type deal. I thought I could do it. Change my message. A carefree android. A sky-loving android. Saw an android with red eyes. Below the dark skies. I thought I was going to take care of that. So if I want to, I can find my own body and revive it. So I might go revive my own body. That sucked. I didn't know it could grab you. I was doing well. It was like double my level. And then it decided to grab me and beat the shit out of me. We can make our way back there, though. Because it's just here across the bridge. I don't think it retains its damage, though. No, I don't think it does. I actually don't know what this location is, but like ready, here is my dead body from last time. Heather, I will retrieve my plug-in chips and restore my shit. Right? Because I can do one of two things. So when I die, I lose all my plug-in chips, which are like all those boosters and things like that, and I don't want that. I don't want to give those up. So I want to take those back if I can. If I get grabbed again, it would be embarrassing. This is going seemingly much better, but who knows? No, we got it. This is it right here. Got it. I don't know what happened last time. Well, I know what happened. It grabbed me with an insta-kill attack that I didn't even have. It didn't drop any items, but it did drop a fair amount of gold. We can head in here. God, this game's gorgeous. Look at this. Look at how fucking gorgeous that is. This is an elevator that I can't use yet. Shit. Bummer. That's a bummer. Is there anything for me in here? Maybe I just can't come here yet. Let's head up. Well, first off, grab items. What is this? Is this a lunar tier? It looks like it. Oh man, that's probably intentional. That's so cool. Shit. I was like, please let me climb up here. See what else we can grab while I'm here at least. See, this is so like the boundaries of this game are arbitrary. It's actually one of the things that Far Cry 2's been on my brain a lot lately. If only because Zelda's open world philosophy is very similar to Far Cry 2, and then at the same time, the way that Ghost Recon Wildlands plays has some similarities with Far Cry 2 on a superficial level. And my big takeaway thus far has been that the thing that this game has to do with Far Cry 2, is that its world, the language of its play space, is inconsistent, which is actually a big problem with Far Cry 2. It's one of the biggest problems with that game, is that the game vaguely promises spaces that you can, especially for the auspices of the time, do anything in, right? You can set up an ambush here and do all this other stuff, and really, like, once you cross a certain rock, like, there are rocks that you just can't climb, or a bunch of other shit. This is similar, so, like, this is, like, this shit, that's blocked in, but you'll find buildings that have openings where it looks like you should be able to just, oh, I don't know, head inside, like this right here. This is very arbitrary and very video gamey, where it's like, preferably don't give me those, because like I can go inside here certainly, and I think I did and opened a chest. I don't know, but in other cases it's like, well, okay, I am down here. What is this? Well, it's nothing. It's just a solid wall that I'm bashing my head against, which is just not cool. So we have to go to the desert, which is this way. To keep up your momentum, dashing is what you need to do, because you only run, like, watch, you'll eventually not run.
The Council of Humanity has a message for all of our brave androids fighting on the surface. It has been several millennia since the aliens and their advanced force, the machine life
this game is very
force,
strange
attacked
because
us.
it is set, like,
Millennia
millions
since
of
mankind was
years,
forced to
well, no,
evacuate to the
thousands of
surface
thousands of
the moon.
years from the
But
first
thanks
Nier,
to
and
your
since then
continued
aliens
struggle,
attacked the
we have been
world
able to survive.
and attacked them with robots,
You, our android soldiers,
and we
are
are
the last hope of
androids who
humanity.
are fighting to save the
We
last
look
bits of
forward to
humanity
your
who are living on the
continued
moon.
success in combat.
Nier's world is very
Glory to
strange,
mankind.
where the first game, there are times where it felt like kind of, not medieval, but traditional fantasy in tone, until you realize that it's actually set in the far future where disease has destroyed most of the
Leave me
world.
alone, jackass. I can't deal with your weird hobbies anymore.
Like I care what you think, jerk.
What's up? Oh, damn it. Didn't mean to talk to you. Let's make you aggressive. Oh, hey there. Hey, jackass.
Here, follow me.
Well, what do you need? Can I... Do you have weapons I can buy? You would make me very happy. You don't. I'll have to check the other guy. I just want options. Oh, I got mail. Ready? I got mail. Oh, this is... In recent years, we have received reports that many peculiar units have been sighted among the machine life forms. We have also heard troubling reports that enemies approaching androids under a so-called banner of peace. Do not let yourself be deceived. Kill those motherfuckers. Yes. Androids who are very human-like in form and mind, and who need
All right,
constant
see that jerk
propaganda
over there?
broadcasts.
I need you to
Yes.
get combat data for him. Science will pay you back for this, I
Who
promise.
constantly
Now,
need to be reminded of their
fight!
purpose. Which is a strange sort of existential thing. Oh, level 20. Wasn't too
Requested
bad.
mission completed.
There we go. Some money. She wants more data. Wipe out those enemies there without taking any damage, like at all. Zip, zero, nada. There's only 3 of them. Oh, ow, I got hit. Damn it. I was doing good. The punch got me. I dodged into the punch. You think that they're concerned that I will defect to the machine cause if they don't feed me all that propaganda? That's what you think that's going on about? Maybe. I think it fits also into themes of identity. I just dashed right into the punch. That was the worst because I'm talking. Well, not just because I'm talking, but because I did dash into a punch. You can hear the music here in the background. It's robots saying this cannot continue, which was something that cropped up in a scene earlier where the human-like robot was born. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? There. It's like, let's stay at a safe distance for a minute.
Requested mission completed.
It's like, let's not take unnecessary risks. But the robots were basically trying to fuck and make babies. It was very, very strange. You're gonna ask me for another? Take out those enemies over there in 30 seconds or less. I'm gonna not do it in time because I'm getting hit really fucking hard. I'm not at the proper level for this at all. Yeah, they are like double my level. This was a mistake, so I won't be able to do that one yet. But we can do the other stuff in the desert. Yeah, I'm level 11, they're like level 20. I mean, maybe I could do it, but this, one of my attacks is kind of slow. That's not, because this is just... But the beast katana. Very, very slow. Are they over here? Let's find out. Let's look at the map. Yeah, they look like they're over there. You just have to head through the canyon. Right? That's how this goes. Or is this going to take us to the other canyon? It's going to take us to a place with some enemies for sure. No, this is what I want. No, there's a pit there. This is where we escaped from. Near where we fought the other robots last time. Let's go down, though. Is there anything left down here? Oh, wow. That was terrifying. What the fuck? So I lost, it's like I can go back and get my body, or I can try, right? In fact, we will try, but I don't think I was expecting that. Where are we now? Way near the start of the desert. Because I think what we will do is we will run there, grab our chips, and get out. At the same time, still, what the fucking hell was that? That's awesome, that's cool. I like that sort of stuff in games, but it was actually kind of scary. Man, this is like the first time I've played a game and I've gone like, I bet you it would perform better on the Pro. Like, I really wish I had a PlayStation Pro right now for this. Here's a chip that they dropped. So this is going to be an experience for sure. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah, there's no autosave in this game. Let's see if we can grab the corpse and get out. They were exploding robots too, is the thing. They are level 38 robots. They are exploding. My corpse is over here. No, that's somebody else's corpse. Shit. They're gonna kill me right there. I mean, let's not go back down there. Was worth a try. You never know until you try. This has been a strange stream, but that's fine. You have to at least do it, right? You have to at least give it a go. Right, you can't not. And then I can just go into my skills, go into my plugin chips, and customize them again, and do all chips. Well, no, I want an attack chip. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Ranged attack up. Increase the power of down attacks. We can do like a shockwave type deal. We can try that. Defense. Melee defense +7. After 6 seconds of not taking damage, restore. That takes up a ton. Reset. Support. Increase movement speed. Yeah, let's try that. Why not? I don't know if the movement speed change is going to be that perceptible, but maybe we can try some things, right? Yeah, see, I don't know the effects of prayer on other players. By my own experience, oh, I can actually tell some of the movement speed increase a little bit. It's not a ton, but I can notice it. By my own experiences, I've had nobody, like, I've never been interrupted by the game going like, oh, somebody has prayed for you. I do get messages every now and then that say connecting to the network, which maybe means that somebody's like interacting or liaising with my data, but I have no clue if that's the case, unfortunately. The game is almost intentionally obtuse about how its systems function, even though there are tutorials that you can read through. But in terms of communicating those things to the player themselves, like, they give you kind of the barest
Hello
of
there?
data.
Hello? Testing, testing.
Pascal? Is that you?
9S. Yes, it is me. Many apologies for the sudden transmission. I heard that you were searching for the missing child, yes? Well, if you would, please consider this a personal request from myself as well. Go find the child as quickly as you can. She's such a good little girl and so fond of her sister. She's probably somewhere around the desert at the moment. That's where she's likely to find the dented plate her sister needs.
Got it.
Thank you so much. And please be careful, alright?
I think they're up over here. Yeah, I bet you if it does do something, it's not something that's very perceptible. This is a cool systemic thing, but it doesn't seem like something that they would really push a lot into. Hey, you.
Sister, where are you?
Right. Let's get her back to Pascal's village.
How'd you get lost out here anyway?
I was looking for my sister's part, but then I got scared. And I couldn't move.
Oh, come on now, don't cry. Did you at least find what you needed?
Are you?
She'll be happy, right?
I'm
You're
sure
not
she
coming?
will. But I bet she'll be even happier to see you back home, safe
Where
and
are
sound.
you? You coming with me? Oh, is this gonna be like a very Nier escort side quest thingy?
Hey, mister, why did I make the desert?
No one made the desert. It's just an area that lost all its vegetation due to a lack of precipitation. This caused lasting changes in the soil, which means plants aren't able to...
What's soil?
Soil? It's dirt. Ground. The stuff we're walking on?
I like ground.
Here's a body. You prayed for to be. That's a little dire. Yeah, oh gosh. Dude. Leave that gal alone. Leave that gal alone. Leave that gal alone. Leave that robo gal alone. Shit. We're supposed to do this all the way back to Pascal's village? Holy shit. Okay.
Hey, mister, where does the wind come from?
Wind is just a force caused by changes in temperature and atmospheric pressure and... Huh. That's actually a hard question now that I think about it. Kinda deep, really. I mean, where does the wind blow from? What do you think, 2B?
Don't know, don't care.
Yeah, this is very quintessentially near the idea that all the RPG type of quests that you do are just like these horrible bits of busy work. Oh gosh. This... Wow. Yeah, no, you're saying it too. Yeah, it's a Yoko Taro game.
Hey, mister, how do you make children?
Well, machines can't really make children. Neither can androids, now that I think about it.
Yeah, but how do you make them?
2B? Little help here?
Huh? You're the chatty one. Work it out.
Ooh.
Mister, wait. You gotta tell me how you make children.
Wow, it's getting late. Let's get you home already.
There's an android corpse here that I can take. Of Justin Sama. So it's the name that they input plus their gamer tag. So we're obtaining all this stuff. Fucking dude, really big one? we've dealt with these enemy types before, and this one's not as strong, and my dodging is pretty good, but like, we got it. Combat in this game feels great. It's probably some of the best combat I've played in a long, long time. It feels very, very good. It's like, it is the type of smooth, platinum-style gameplay that you would expect, but you did not get from some of the more recent, particularly licensed titles, like Korra or Transformers. This is Revengeance, this is Bayonetta. With its own little personal quirks and affectations, certainly, but you know. Hey!
I know this place, mister.
Cool, we can get... you can get out of here? Cool. Is that the only thing I get for my quest reward? Do I get experience for doing quests? I forgot. It's so funny now that I'm thinking about this too, because this is based after Nier's story, where already in Nier most of humanity is dead except like original humanity
that
or
was a
shades,
gap.
and then there's all the replicants, which are like the real people in the world. All those people are presumably killed, and then like a bunch of that is outlined in, there's a stage play called Yorha. And that was also written by Yoko Taro, and that fills in some of the gap, which I always just think is kind of curious. Where are we going next? Doing some side quests? That is Jackass. Jackass. That's the village where we can finish the quest. Which is actually something I would like to do, yes. So we'll do some more of these side quests. I have enjoyed 4 streams, especially with Zelda, right? Doing side quests as opposed to jumping through main quest stuff. With Zelda, I've actually beaten the game without doing the main quest. I've only now just started to go through that game's actual main quest. Because you can just run to Ganon and then, then fight an incredibly hard boss fight. Even if you've gone and gotten yourself good armor and the Master Sword and all that good shit, it's still fucking hard. That final boss fight is one of the hardest things I have ever dealt with in a game. And I do not say that lightly. And I say that knowing that the first round of DLC actually adds a hard mode, which I cannot imagine what that will mean, but I'm very curious to see. I think there's it's on the roof. The question is, how do I get onto that roof, right? I think it's on the roof. Could be wrong. Yeah, there's someone on that roof. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Oh, shit! He's like a karate robot. What the fuck? That's awesome. Let's use my fists. Oh, my battery is low. Shit. I will have to fix that in a moment. Can I talk to you? What's up? Not too shabby at all. I am the warrior monk Father Servo, and I seek the enlightened path through perfection in battle. I love you. Father Servo. There's only so much Father Servo is capable of on his own. Perhaps you would be so good as to aid a fellow on his spiritual journey. I'm not sure we should be helping the machine with combat training. Ho ho ho, fear of the unknown clouds your mind, young one. What's in it for us? Father Servo shall impart upon you all of his secret battle arts. I will help you train. The heavens smile upon Father Servo this day. Now then, let us start with a light round. So we can just smart him for a bit. But if I want to, I can use Air Fist here, which are pretty fun. Enough! Father Servo yields! Yes. Payment for this lesson. We sparred, yes? You learned many things. Surely there is an emolument. You should be able to retrieve a warped wire from the dinosaur-like machines nearby. Bring it here before our next bout, if you would be so kind. Have you brought the required item? Have I? Apparently I have. Father Servo will accept your challenge when you feel ready. For a fee, of course. Weapon attack chip, some experience. Interesting. Father Servo is currently engaged in preparations. Come back later. Alright, he's pretty cool. 1 second while I do this, you guys are going to see my screen. There we go. This is the better of my two DS4s anyway, so I'd rather use that. Can I make the gap? Yes, I can. What is in here? A trap? No, I can open it. Interesting. What are impact bracers? I haven't checked. Items, all items. Impact bracer. Prevents staggering for 15 seconds. There's a good luck charm. There's copper ore. It's usually mined, but for some reason this stuff is lying around everywhere. There's iron ore, silver ore, rusted clump, warped wire. These are all things that I can use in crafting, which is tempting to take care of. Yeah, that 4-note progression. Dun 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 dun. Sounds familiar in the context of the original Nier. But it's not the piano from Kaine. Right? And that's the one that I associate with the piano the most. So I don't know. What is this? Silver ore. I was about to say, I wonder if I can get weapons in Robot Town, and the answer is of course not, because they're all pacifists. And if I'm somehow able to go to a weapon shop in that game, I would, in that village, I would be very surprised. You can see the texture pop in and everything, though. I don't understand it. I don't understand why that is a thing that should be happening. But, you know. It doesn't... I don't lose sleep over it, but it is something that I notice and I question. I'm kind of unsure of why that is how it is. I'm also kind of unsure of, like, why the... there is... Like, the textures here are just rough. Like, look at the aliasing. Like, it's not cool. And I'm usually not somebody who cares about graphics. It's just something that's catching my attention. I was like, here you are, right? You're down here. I'm feeling much better thanks to the parts you found. Take this. Blue ribbon. There. What do the ribbons do? Items. All items. Koi fish. Ribbon. Trendy pink ribbon. I can make my pod look like a, like Grimoire Vice. See? I like that. My pod now looks like Grimoire Vice. I forgot that I had that. I have a couple others. I have the Play System pod, which I believe makes my pod look like a, in action, like when you can see the face of it, it looks like an old PlayStation, like a PS1. Cardboard. There we go. There we go. Cardboard pod. To get it back to what we want it to be, we can remove. That takes me out of the menu though, so that's kind of counterintuitive in many ways. What does the ribbon do? Oh, geesh. Oh, that's the worst. I want to tell you a secret. If there's one thing I actually... Like, I'm all for traditional markers of femininity if that's, like, your thing. For me, like, I totally love it. I love, I love all that shit. But, like... Don't wear a ribbon. Like, what are you doing to yourself? Fucking stop that shit. Don't wear a large-ass bow. I don't know. That's me. That's, like, my aesthetic. I don't understand it. I kid when I say don't. People should do whatever they want, whatever makes them feel comfortable, whatever helps them express themselves. Like, I'm totally down for it, but for me, like, I know certain visual aesthetics that appeal to me. Right. By like not many other medium recoveries, but I'll do it anyway. And this guy too. Weapons? Even though none of our villagers want to fight, I have weapons here just in case. Care to take a look? Yeah, totally. Machine axe, machine spear. I want to use the spear. We will equip that in weapon set 2. Where we'll have spears. So one weapon set is that, and then spear plus sword, which is pretty cool. I like that combination quite a bit. What's our next quest that we should do? The Wandering Couple. Go to the abandoned factory to collect the following item in order to perform maintenance on the male android. Get an elaborate gadget. So this will get us back to the factory where I can get my other weapon, right? But I need to zoom out and find it? Where was it? It's here. And to get there we need to go near the city ruins center. And a couple other ways. So I vaguely know where I'm going, but not entirely. Right, because city center is when we leave here and go... Oh my god, this is a very tough moose. I don't know why I did that. Mostly to see if I could. Which is the worst reason to do a thing, but it's like half the reason why we do anything in games. Climb to the top of this tower. Hopping. It looks like she's gonna fall off any second. I was like, yes, cool, chest. Some silver. Which way do we need to go? Shit, the map. The menus here are cool, but they're also like... not as intuitive as I'd enjoy. So, like forwards and towards our left, so like this way. Look at that anime ass shit. Falling. Like some sort of dangerous skydiver. Yeah, because the center is here. Right? So the factory is like this way? Let's double check again. Map. Oh, yeah, so it's like we turn up here. We start going this way. Because that's the desert? So this is the other way that we go. And actually, you could reach this in the demo by doing some out-of-bounds stuff. So all the space exists kind of vaguely around each other. Shit. I'm gonna keep on going back to the map, though, because I don't know where I'm going. Over here. To the side. Oh, Android. I will repair you. You can be on my team for now. Good for you, Nines. See, I don't know. Did I equip a shockwave thing? I must have? Now I want to check my plug-in chips. Yeah, I did equip shockwave. So that's why that's happening. I was like, I don't remember. That's kind of nice. That's useful. And I guess the question is up here, how do we get to the factory? Because it's on this other side. And I think the solution is just to head over here and climb up. Falling, can I open that? Can't access right now. Yeah, there was a way to reach this in the demo because this is heading back to that demo area, which is why that at the start you can actually lower some platforms, presumably to make things easier when you return. And now that we are going to be here in this area, we will try and find a sword. Yeah, there was a way to get over here because this was technically considered out of bounds in the demo. And then you could climb up, and then the bridge and stuff wasn't solid, right? But there were still some things that you could access. Still can't access those. And my big question becomes, like, how do I get up? Oh, the textures in this game, dude, they make me sad. Oh, over here, cool. I want to find that other sword. It is a nice sword that I can use to replace this kind of clumsier heavy sword. That looks like it right there. Very nice. I think this is supposed to be our old dead body? Yeah, it is. Look at all the recovery. Oh my god, look at that! That's all our chips and all the stuff that we found at the start of the game. That's cool. And now we can change our weapons again. Weapon set. Beast Lord. Large swords we switch out for the Virtuous Treaty, which is actually not as hard hitting, but now we have a little bit more action going on there, and then we do have Machine Spear go into that, and then we can switch. Right, because like I said, the combat in this game is fucking dope. We're here to find an item, that's right. Let's find the item. Let's do the side quest. So we got that item. I want to go back to the Resistance Village. Drop off the thing we got from Pascal, and then I will probably stop the stream, actually. Because, holy crap, I'm tired. And I have a lot of work ahead of me tomorrow. Today was good. I was so happy that the speedrunners did as well as they did. I've been talking to them on and off since the game's been going. I admire their work so much, and to see it come to such fruition this early in the game's process is really exciting, because I know that that speedrun's just going to get really tighter and tighter. Because there are going to be some very cool new tricks that show up, and there are going to be optimizations and things that people discover. Whistle sprinting was an amazing discovery to have so early. To have this thing in Breath of the Wild where you can basically move at top speed while letting your stamina regenerate in between sprints, where you maintain a lot of your momentum. That's a cool bit of movement tech, right? It's not as interesting or as exciting as a super slide or like an extended super slide, but hey, it's still pretty cool. And while we're not going to get a plateau skip anytime soon, because the kill plane on the plateau, or off the plateau, it expands over the entire world. Like, if you hack yourself into Hyrule Castle, you will still void out if you don't get the hang glider first. There are other things that you can do. Alright, so we got some viscosity oil that we will take back to Pascal. I say Pascal, I don't know why it's pronouncing it like that. There's a quest here. Let us save the game. We got some weapons back, we did some quests, we fought a very, very cool boss. I think this was a very successful stream.
Now do you believe we're not a threat?
Your mouth can say anything it wants.
You're such a nice robot.
Heart.
I suppose that's technically accurate. Yes, well, you're free to visit our village whenever you like.
Alright, so I will see you guys around. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye!